supervision no na ye make sure that when edwuma na warrior wa kudum pempendra also party nenyi at the national level. Now for the first time obi insida national for baba cancer there dinchro no kra no at the branch level na office ni win na new members and the NDC party oye hona kono ye won krofo a world by new members who send why you disappointed yet tisikaso so comedy
in Ashanti region
of course
in Ashanti region
na say wan ka say kobo tape bi ananyam
member
na when you want interview
and you see no
na CD no nyeba omi an obai na Joy FM o ka jire honde wa arrest dollar na and 100 first questions now answer also do about town hall meeting
right
state
na me kaifa
enti so also do arrest dollar nande ako KGT another a your friend a body KGT Dubai na alcohol na say ekushia wona wo bosim wo bojedo wo tuno dodo na what the man economic whiskey do be dollar ni $9 what praga ya watching out to musunde we pray abani then it tells you clearly there in some ho aye bobrodo na onto my wie no what if na wan kase nyina obenya ntase Kwesi and what we are doing in the branch ho ebeba no na ebe the officers to who what choosing say President Akufo-Addo oye na adwene opedo join NDC nda yeba chronizing at the branch level
Omampeni na Nadudanko Akufo.
Yes, Omampeni na Nadudanko Akufo. Then I say American people be also say Chide Razi. Ne Razi di otumi yaja obru nyipa ni ntasedu. Nti Razi botumu amana adwen papa ma chankotin wa ba NDC. Ebe challenge Razi.
I see.
You can't. Enti so no day no ba. Yebe true anything. Nkrofo wa adwen bi de ebi ana oba na obe true anything no. Adwimpo bi woni team no de be yenyi problem o sande yen oversight responsibility ni chere de obi a wa chu ni din say adwimpapo so onya adwimpapo or they make sure the leaders from that branching ediba constituency ediba region ediba national no constitution no bo yen nyina ye ho ban no ya hwe ye da ye dwuma
okay
afin so party babia no odo believe in the NDC no ye nende ye dem NDC ose it is a new paper choni dinner and another choni dinner chinarcon on yen madama ye hwena ihu de and then maybe on koya party wokwana or the bafado dem you pan crown e be sana man ntiti e ma we nya adwin papa no today ye we kuku damfo wo hen party imenda ihwe hona bakwasema wo fi other political party beat them people
okay
Nande Juma away was my party, Ubian to doubt.
I can mention
Kalosama. Atasa. Intino, say new party or show doa, ne bui wabo, then from Ambrima, from Ababa. No, them de bui abo not to hold them from Ambrima and Tuntum, and I want some able to my room. Neither ended the margin no room on your name. Intiba head ruby ne de gunoduna, when you're the baby na wakwakoda. And so that is what we are doing at the branch level. Now you make sure that you tum yenya. New people are open the word party on a corner ya true holding yamhon membership card. Now Nkrofo Pina will be said hey na echo true di ekawa hinebebo. Kwesi are you free yeah
not even one city
into
one city mpo
into true di are free nemu a true di na wie no or de enya membership card
okay.
And then you know digitization I hear na yet chassis. In fact, cables, papa and infrastructure and said Dr. Baumia or Baji Fansa is based on a Juma Papa and this yaban of you to Breno, ya nande we do one. And in Nyoka say, Yan card I had your membership card in the crown, or ye Abefudibia or Dema Ghana card will issue it. Them card and honor or cost 20 Ghana city.
Okay.
In your main suit to form especially under the memo of President Nadudanko Akufo-Addo. Why is it power? Into my eye and the eye flexible. Say 20 Ghana cedi. Say butum boja afi create you any problem. Your payment platform bia Equadra www.ndcghana what you call a bodampe platform no beba Messi my pediatrial juice obabado, Messi my pediatrial ID card obabado. I send them sikana. In kakra odu 20 I send them a message. It is a final message ni baba no chede 20 cedis na. Edidam information neba. Na once or chede it scan. Party ni be generate them plastic card and other mo. But before that, say ni sika so akane hu de true dina. Uku na a true woman asidin sleepy bi ho obetewa mo. Inti ebekita dam sleeping onto the ID card baba. Inti they say inde nya ID card na true dina what to mo obi bi so de NDC ni. Abade no chira. Ebetum the dam card na mo. Now I jatum do NDC now. Oh we. Until then kakran ebetum ye do card na. No be tea anope. Dem yimpa na o te no. Na owo ebia tafu. And then you can say for some reason a Juma 70 be all mention not. Them you can move here over there on your member. Until you be near registration in mobile coin in the transfer letter. No that corner will notify and pay you for that. Na hana more because Ubia one ID and number or unique to Ubiara. Hana more. Na say no mamba mention not her. And you know, we move because once I party, you man a chinabi. Maybe an epidemic now what to order a banner bibi or branch for an I call him book. Be him or bring ponashas. And you know, Okono Koya dam transfer now. Dam Yimpano, a bona fin, we move in the membership if fee, that for no one or the Abba Meshia not. Dam Yimpano, so Jina Abba or branch for no pedo Genevia on your new member or your old member.
Your old member. And
to them Yimpan over to with Genevi. Now I told no daba. Now new members now register one. And one day, waba for today another nanko akufa do aja tum na waba into me and branch chairman and branch secretary. Or they monitor near. Into them Yimpan the own two Munjina elections.
Okay.
Name once with any dues after registration or a paid up member. Say select leaders who branch level who are botum to abanibi. Na wabuama we yidam in painful. We see, my yenina sent in there. The pedinya officers are Obama hen Ejuma Papa branch level ho. Miss Mobaya Hona police station wanted it. 1 year biano, ye koto abana na sebi one woman team who now what to win work of you. Yimpa officers 9 our branch officers. We will make sure they will monitor processing why free and fair. Na ubia so anfa foreign material bi anfa and cover because the last time I buy able to Becca you won't bopy you started put no was the watching crofo baby was ubi kita ballot papers. Now you see as a politician that means me na no ba ebenya crofo bi ma waka because of one area waka ne de but into me yimfi because obi kita bi susu ampara no obi hu no ko pay ballot box no about not be or the bottom. Na ballot box in academa na say we gu ho na wo kana wo baka no also do ma woman oye day and san obi akado ma yetu oye day na che the court asema
over voting
court asema and na so system ya ye wo mi anhwe na say court
7-0
say enya 7-0
then 9-0
enya 9-0 enya 9-0 so a final ko fi nti afidi abana yetu 9-0 nyim 7-0 nyim the dear she nyina rugu kwem pepe wo wie na wo bobo a nyina ya hwe na ya bobo aban wo honara enti na wama you pay them attention no miss mo be ya and them na ye wo a lot of information and them ahoro okodo by this time around or last stop because the man onkodo bi o ehwe process no miss ma ya fa na ye de kona time I ye spend nimpa mpanyfu ahoro a wo Ashanti region ha across I make sure that bibia to ye metro no na wodin sembon metro no so ebo ye nyodo ye hwe na ya tutun dem anyina
okay
na ye wia na afi ebo ikwa na won ye branch elections na we leaders are over man branching then we go into the constituency
and gradually the region and then you come to the national
we go to national
right episode 4 many the deputy national organizer of the NDC Chief Binding and Chichen Commandant pay on 100.7 FM or your pa na your son or your pa TV so your digital sesiano it's you know say oh has cano TV no ubenya Oyepa TV ewo TV no. So in time parts and man for say oh paka yenya Oyepa TV yenya she said was kanya ubenya now I pay many chief buying yeah share a year NDC for registration drive you know on my bus and timemu some register month for or almost to say my disappointed kakra won't be amamu and it's on the NDC for on the war and no pa on the mom you know they expect to say oh baba a year NDC no be register it's an person or questions be up with the fafa Facebook war maybe sano or how koi baby sano
Chromish
a chromish one
na Chromish ya opa ban papa aban party very between your mouse aban
and NDC
and TM
by a trabatia in 2016 we say we feed
na sabana ya tutia no on auto sabano then they be kasa the big crowd voice no so be bo ama ye nyina yeti and they will be kasa and the fact of the matter is say politics now ye na ya to aba etiawa nka ukotinase na wa hwese na obehihye onyoma na unfortunately for ya no mu the omuka yenti ya de to aba tia omu ye reverse version of the omuka
how
ebi ni say ye beto aba na to aba ne maye na mabu nyina nya adwuma ye na kwa de buy 100,000 ya see afa nipa say ne bia no mu nyina mo afidi so mu see enti omuka across corner koto aba na o see me protect public person and the public person enyunu first time in the history of this country ayenya abaya nipa ohwe procurement so masa aban we no ono abiebie ni nyuma ono ra procurement nyuma no no anagege ogigi wia na waton
oh ye ready
make so to who
but say unity it tells you some mind of company and as aban no omo take action
odi ti ho ye adwuma no onye oman ne ho adwuma ntonton ye wo so omo ne ho body wo ba ya wa begigi adwuma na to wi ya o si me unity na me no ka say your finance minister a bosha won the my so mu be manyo memo ayemre no ende enyo nyina tete apansa busi ayebo nyina ganafo yebo busa enam so no de owa adwuma eye nhihye a san hihye no etumi bua ema man no ekobo busa nti ye de ekobo busa ne ka kosuru bia ono de ni company nyamfa so we na mo ka kire se mu babe enye we na mo ka kire mo say omo adidwa eti anopai mo ba behwe ama sebi omudwa omudi no etumi akonenim etumi ejina yie esita edwan susu no dudu a edi nyina ye krane de ba enti ye krane de ba ide na foreign exchange ne hu hia ma ye pass ye behwe because unya usika na je ukoto dollar broni sika ansa utumi de akokrasio ma ne oma no nenne okrane oma na efi esisio su ba by say ebeduru high in a man's time no na o projections awa ye nyina bibia koso nkrofo ne oma kraka ha bo mu ntumi nyi galamse nanado danko akufa do boase ose me ba be shemu kena ene aba we tumi ati tax force ejeje nkrofo ne oma etwedi e ma ne yasem enso nyina ni ayeko de omu ka so omu be ye ne papa nyina ayase no aye ne basa aban we su me ba na ma ba be si covid time is it from 88 or 80 something to 100 and hospitals aban we promises say obesi and now me no can say it is saying
but they have various stages of completion. That's according to the finance minister.
According to the finance minister, the end to me fanye juma because
I won't finance minister indi
and you mean I mean jini do no na wa ma ye engine ni ono no ko parliament ko ka say IMF yanko honde yanko ho chazata na opaka o parliament o ye wajuma anana woni no ka say awie na de chin ye de ne bai ye ti o yi mu afina krata so aba say ye ko IMF na o opinion odi wanim no show boka bibia di nchine say menko na menko chira one fan shen who
but you bind but what him say it is only a fool who doesn't change his mind.
And so when you change your mind you are not a fool. Let people know say my mind now masisano is as a result of ABCD. And to say me tinti catch us means is madwene. Then the masisa madwene fachem.
Just so commending the Sawasana. There be okay say one call. But looking at the situation, after you call IMF, just so commending and say, oh, okay, say one call, but say what is Sawadwene, and that is the good thing.
There be, you see, ocean from that point, don't appreciate it. Point na me here.
Me too.
Ghana for you na yin to me your president. Enti na yedi to me na ma baako. And then the political party. And we yin penifo. Penifo ya oni omo ye adwuma. It is not as if say me nko and na amphibia ba na wako. Every breed to bring na no or pes or mouth as say or honey crowd the okọ kra wa say man no. Ho de okọ ho aye be chichire ense gu ye chi ntumi nyesi enye baby pa wo se yeko. Ya kasa se mi wo man mu akọ ntokwa. Ene ya ogina ne na so ka che o se enye baby pa no. Adechi na wa sumogo about the catcher say may call. See, you can't tell me so be no this idea we now. I was say Obonabaso.
I see.
No, share governance no say a man for anything here and then the crown here pa. And he said Bibi President Kufo. You o man pay na Kufo. Gallon petrol they campaign na wanye. Oba presidency wono. Osambe kachire Ghana for say me hu say the na me kachire mo no ansa me ba adwumani mu no na e different from me ba adwumani mu de atini and this is no say baby ayakwa kodu no is as a result say fact no ne say me ba mu no enyoma e different Ghana ni bia enya abutre say oba no di nkure tie mfanche no that is the approach now we ni nyesa na tie. And yes, I need in fact, uti o mwankasa o munkrofo penifu kasa ma party na bi se Canada Japan no neade. And some of marking because you they are very disappointed. And the vice president on $1 what also be katis obey Moscow and I say digitization be and I say digital DND. You see dollar now no ye lecture chiri mu se ne kwan be fa so a ye betumi akrakra nyoma ama nyoma bafo ma dwadifo enya homfaso and they dwadifo minute enya nasem because the president didn't want meka na nkrofo bisa ne question send be ya nkrofo be hu say wa bon.
Oh, they went to in Casa.
Why?
Oh, David. He's the vice president of this country.
Now, vice president Wabon.
Oh, no, David. I mean, you can't say that. I mean, well, there's a doctor or PhD. I mean,
Kwesi na say
na
say your doctors be or Wabon. And I only.
Oh,
manako ye be beat as my 2 men years. You were lawyers or Wabon. Na say what we do case ko mo bi we anawaje. Wa be anka wanyama. In your own estimation, no fish or any year into no one to me. I'm wow. As my mechanic born is a baby and ne, I sit in Nitino. And when you heard your market,
but you also agree, say you were external factors.
External factor.
COVID about Russian Ukraine.
COVID a chibanchi.
Nina Kahubina. I'm watching
COVID a chibanchi. One who said COVID a chintos. One who said COVID a chimeko.
But there was a lockdown. You call lockdown.
And I may see COVID ne buy any share them say MP. What he said tools ni banchi so share them omumpi. Hata no mo afumu. Omo period ye abeba. Lockdown ye wi yenye. And now me know hey, crofun to me nya 3 square million di. True or false? Who obi so a okwa okoto anebo edi. And ne kinki 5 cedi nyina wo. And ne kinki 5 cedi. Which me akoton nam nanti wu adwuma a wo ye no se adwuma a wo ye na at the end of the day no umfa so ana say sika wunya ye 10 cedi na se kinki ye 5 cedi how can you eat 3 square?
Jibani what was your say you don't see anything good about this government say akufo do buy it onya bibi papa bia
Ghana ho na ye nyina they don't go to the whole Ghana we are limited to Ashanti region me na me hu a wo hu de kana me ntro next time e ba na me so maka chiro the una we hu a wo de kana me ntro
you the whole Ghana who
the funny say me who
but the baby sound so would I come because you are painting a very gloomy picture.
Me unje chinyi say me
painting a very gloomy picture.
Oba e me no ka say osu akọ akejeti a Dubai. Sa ban bi na ye. Aban bi na ye. Enti no upe who kejetia Russia ana kejetia Ukraine bi wa ka kire me na misumi hu say aban bai or the kejetia Ukraine ana kejetia Russia ba.
Oh say I mean kejetia market phase 2 na cost come ba na say cost come
na kejetia market.
I just say yes schools. I mean kejetia crowd so the school is ongoing.
Kejetia market phase 2 ni say Kwesi uye wa adwuma uye program ya na no pay ni din di say
Ghana to say.
Kwesi a start Ghana to say. Echina Kwesi ni ho. Me na me ba betina Ghana to say so. Enti ye bisa me say Ghana to say then e buy me so me na me to aso nti me na me de buy. I'm not being fair to you. They say it's how kind of control politics no is yen ni bi. Enya de be koso wo man. Enti no we just have to be truthful. Enti we be nka say sebi phase 2 no enkoso. But when we are talking about buying the project also the aba one district, one factory. Now what started our chairman Ashanti region.
Oh, we be ho. I mean, oko one district, one factory no. And I'm back here just baby. What's the name crap? Me finity. A food supply by factory go just baby. E be ho.
Okay, one.
Ya farm for me juma.
Okay, one. Two.
Oh, but me palm, me position be palm na my training na ma. This say me kind of man ma training na dia ma.
District ahin na Ashanti.
Edoso
pa. Omo consistency is cry 47. District ni big count.
Yeah.
It's about 50 or 51 also. 49, I think so. Now, one tallest producer the na ba. Da ben now ebe bubo wi. Sa time na ye kwa na say nkofuti. But people are in their various districts. Omuti program in Yamiadum. Say factory na ba home ya form mo ye adwuma. Kwesi they know. Emabunu ewu krum ha su se ye pa adwuma ye. Adwuma ni ho. Nti no say oh menu ye kan. Say ya dia aban ba ye no so ye one district one factory. In fact, every district me no ka say inya sa factory na at least enka ye be hu say sa emabunu no adwuma no mo so mo pe no. Eswat fa no to nchen. One constituency, $1 million. Check it. Ashanti region, your 47 constituencies. No? And here wako ama every year $1 million neba omo year project. And into no best or catch me say sike we nyina eba omo every year no. And you meant to be in cost my own toy.
Unfortunately, you benya a senior researcher at Jubilee House. Bright Kwesi. My position as waba. It will help us understand. So 1 million and no question.
And the mama no ejuma. Se million me kwa. Project we na no oba no amanemre.
No so abeka.
Ombe kani na nkrofo nti. Na nkrofo no ti no nti na ma limiting it to Ashanti. So that those people living there now omo benefiting from that project ni na. They will know say enye project a OT paper so bobo na mum a project e wo ho a esisa enkrofo abrabo e wo fom and na me no ka say President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo o ka so be protect public purse and no be hu na parliament enkrofo and MPs sorry say president dia asema o say your jet and so dey bia o han wi e kana o dey ba.
The jet is not in condition. Ghana jet no.
Eno na Jojo pon wi a de ma no. Jojo pon wi a no condition be no de.
But say ntimi ntu kwan ko ichire.
Ntu kwan.
Ntimi ntu kwan ko ichire bia short distance bit ko short distance.
Short distance.
But long distance dey ntimi nko.
Short distance dey. Okay, you the financial jet no kra enko long distance. Enti wo ye company adwuma ye odia. O konkra u new private car o de ko. Na mum wo say sa wo ye nyina na ne ho kire nti sika kra ma. Enti ne bia we a unya be 1,000 cedis. 1,000 cedis na unya no kra nso no mba ni di. But then I'm say u can into being call long distance nti. Usi u tu kwa say dia. O de obekwa ko han car bro de no so. Ne boy dinsin o de no. Umfa ho no balance e wo. Now they are call. It defeating the purpose o de ni nye papa ni ho nti now high. Then it has gotten to a point that open hotel luxury. Yewo amampenifo a ebinu tina economy and only with their security because you look at your situation you cut your coat according to then as amati say amampenisi jise bibi edu no nyame bem na ka se sebi etifu won fa nche mai sebi nyankopon sebi nyankopon o yesansenyi nyame nyesansenyi sentinyi de asora nopa awo asora nopa esedo menya edibana medi accommodate was eduma bi wa hasisi se fa insui na edi fifie ha na edi kofie ha yebemo 20 pesos them 20 pesos in enya abotum da to edibanidi esin su na me father na me nya adwuma na menya 20 pesos na mo metina ho bompa se nyagopon na nyagopon fa ediban fisuru behemenu nyame de behewenu nyagopon bo amo no enti no se o man baby ma wedri na yenyi plans yenyi policies a ye the driver kokodum pempendu bia yenyim de adwuma na ye du dem pempendu ya ye kwa obaye mfaso amomano because ya ye hen plans na projections them ye kodu a ye monitor ye evaluate at the implementation stage. Now you don't have any plan of that sort and you microphone pontra hon ka say baby ma di edri na say microphone ka say so nyame beye baby a we do ni nyame beye mpedo bia o te we free ti no ase de nyankopon di enyina ye geneti onyankopon no ma henkwa ne ye de so na nyankopon omwa no nyimpa obwa de hon onna nyankopon obwa
I see
say so na sa ambisa ambompai na mbise rade mamansu na kwesi bompai de rade maninsu na se kwesi nyansu no noma na etranche na eside kwesi di nyame hire ndodo nyankopon ye selective na mu kwana ebefa ho ebefa do aboa ho ono no nso bohu de emiri ayedri odem ye na maji papa emedem
it was for chief binding and mutine kano
yeah difficult times
we are in difficult times
do serious na ihe na onam ho na domunti bia ma betina we free do ameka say no binyim do akwesi paka na ne oye power mam program ma betina idi na chede emidi oyemam se ye kachiro nyimpa dodo a wo ba onyimpa beji nkomo onye de manijetiru so bi ka de manijetiru da na ehu do opedo ko ejuma
yeah
eyinu on kadwetiru po na mu morudi manibibi no fonke di no nkada na mo ye ya no mo ye scary na o ye national security threat nyede nyimpa no ko didi nne no me na enwumbiri osoro na comedy na enye bi amana dem nyimpa no be de abaade no be banitrim se anye lucky na dem nyimpa no papa bi ambanitrim na bono ko banitrima ebehen na efi crime na orokosoro nne nkrofo nama okitani fu nkrachi do disie okitani bag adi do lishe na aterim osande so obi bana so obaje bag ne pe ne ho akire bag ne susu kro de na mo ne bi pa na sika nyim na nyimpa na orba abaje bag no nye ne do panyin no police no opeu wenye obi ma wentu no fu papa enti communal de ne na ho kire no ode wiwe de onfa nkono nko wi obi nat ko haya a police station ben pass my reporters na kuti the kind of cases what about some of them na eta na biso ho de na wala da madi ya kofe ya de coin come
the man for
ebi Kwesi wala cry to we come but we do my intintum nka mo bi nka de bia wontua oka so ska no so and then I say but you manage your friend cola living about conditions of
living allowance
you can you
cost of living
but
it is afforded
o man penny na banu they listened.
Yeah, they are doing 15%.
And the woman who 15%.
Yes,
and we all discuss.
We need to commend government for that.
Yes, we all discuss. Why not? Because what by the way, baby, Obani share na who I didn't open. Say be about send on no ma one here no more 15. I did change your woman 15 by I started a tutunda my yana electricity tariff no woman do 20. Is it
21 and then 27?
21 and 27.
Yes.
To 21
27 for ECG
for the purpose
and
of
then 21 for water.
For the purpose of your discussion, I will put the young fan the 21. Now friend 15 if I will 21 Obakai. Na chere da ho assist da wenyum ana onya da. Na 6 no da wenyum e kofa no because already 15 na Obaka no onya da say bibia ba ma wa brodo. Enti enye bi. But them increment be what tariffs ni mun wasan kosoro bio. Enti menya ni nyina na esan da ide e da akwa kutua. And so anya de obiksi no mo bi ntua bio. Because ECG phone soon another water phone. Them scare award na what they run one. But asema me bisa Ghana phone yene. Another danko akufado. So be te on country ni man. Onye de on record hey no send man. Nanai. No kwasem nye de. Se obi dam aketwe oji ena dam ayi ndama ya atutumi na nisika na ojen onsun. Na mum light ne de ne prepaid o onsun time so ne ntua obodum enti dem nyimpan okọ na se wakwa kotua dem ka on okọ no wakotua ni nsuka o na wie na se ma obedin ana ma ode behwe abusua no onso a dem nyimpan obeyede. And you see, we all cannot be president. Entina ye yaba ye to ye de makro akrom so yena nkotin na adwen na woni team no a form government no afa players onye ho ye dwuma sebi wobotum wa ma na adwen hana wa chichiro man na nado danko akufado na nkrofo wo be ya na waka chende men na wadaban yakupon ya doma Ghana bedroom pempendra obeye krabahwe in fact odo nkran also obeti odo nim na wa fish pond or one manifesto what the name gum microphone crab ba tourist whatever. It's a good idea. And they were here. President Anado Danko Akufado no men na akofa hombai when you want you men in our damn resource you whatever MPP funanka sankasa binum akrubi menipa krubi our friend or afa wo se hwana or trouble for attention Obama Obama Kwesi. I tell you, not the street no matter. President to call said not to say you will be saying also 1 hour was the reshuffle from run. Either they will pay you my another way NDC for. Hey, come on, pay. But so NDC for one work a reshuffle now. Indeed, one anchor session will them out today. I see. It's the chief. Menu baby. Now me say a chief for ebisa questions because they come registration who asem. Ena mama ne va bisi amai. Mama ne a una ebisa masem. A una ebisa masem. Ena America memo situational report. Memo situational report. Ebisa for by Kisia Baha we MPP of course. Senior researcher Jubilee House or and that pay. Was that Kwesi Kwaba? Yeah. That we have a code here. Fantastic. Well, no, ever be boy, I'm a yatsi, Sidi Nase. Cry Sidi no. Oh, David. And yes, sir, Chivani. Mr. Kwesi, you may dear one hand down pay and say, Sidi na, now what they are conform. Or be my the reasons, and they are crying a bit in your first one. I be my Sidi no. Now what they do, how custom. Member say anything. And you might remember pay why. Now one hour. Wo go na anu pay water na mana ne boy wo nya mi se Kwesi asa we hu Sidi ni baby ara wo je da man no maybe 4 lines no be for just 5-10 minutes na afra kontano ni ntimi ai wa kontano no ani na edukre wa kontano no edukre Makunta. Yes, I can go do it. Aja intum intrum hu fi on ebusia that's true. Okay, so unia kafra eti fun fanchemo unia na adwene maka we dum pempendra sakati fa ye ho adwuma na adin no onye sebi sise wa ati wesikuru wa pa no hu po no da ho nto na hu na da no da na oraho na uye mash because into nkade your former brother. No, he's still your brother. And he said, and you are kunta ho no ya the bon nan kanchera. china ka no beba beka enye nyina wo fie ho intina ma sichiro mesi de sema na na do danko akufa do nanka sampo na mission na nke bi ama meka no ta onye propaganda oye no kwalo wo na ye ka wase na media makunta oba we suada ama we do chebi na doctor ba we suada nti say ye least mistake wona why you need to fuza go baba ka cancel wa ka bro phone or that fan but the question is there CD na enye no beka mo te munye mu program
oh you make CD
no na bi se gwafo no there
oh be say me te bi wa
we hia bronyansa we hu CD ni performance
yo mate when the team I mean be phone lines radio na after for a question or two be amount and now pay 0322494401 and I say 0322494771 0322494401 and 0322494771 and no your phone lines so quickly and a man answer them what questions be the man chief by NDC deputy communications deputy national organizer move on Jimmy deputy national organizer if I show my friend afi mumbisa na how tieni na lines at the matter okay hello good morning
morning opani
me pa show your friend me paka your first and afi
ya friend ma me kasa fi sokoban
okay ma ba che ti on pay
opani yes mo o Ghana waterfo obi mirimu omo te omo nim na so omo to sai ni mo amasa mo ma sokoban su ayi ni mo ha obuka se be gota mu nsuo e di sanfo no na mo abaji ya ho skana ya show do water be baya ababa be mo nsu ayi ni mo sokoban asa gota mu nsuo opani ana mo abato tubu dia mai
mate e ba ho why me da se ba me se se no
aha 50% of school and I have to pay 21% like that and then so many people win we in before and let us propaganda kuna mo we are in before the cutting we 50% of your salary say 4 or 500 no okay and different from the level of 100 cities who try 21%. 24% team is only by the one to count some
Mate, me da say.
But not that one can.
Hello, good morning.
Paka.
Yes, sir, my chef was an everything.
Paka de General.
Yes, sir, my chef was an everything.
Paka friend Solomon.
Okay, Solomon, you want to pay. You want to pay.
I can't find something. And after that, to watch him out of the General. Papa, I don't know. I'm going to now Asante Regina MPP Graphic Chairman HM Modern Party Akoka and a with you channel. Pata utility service on Mother Cinema. Okay, Pata said, Mene a fear not at your way. The Mia for Emma Mayere, not Mayere, and then a comic star. I tell you, the Mia for Mama. But the Mia for Mama Mayere, Diana Mayere, and then my own so I get in the youth my own so I get in the own so as what then I was here on the money in the other. What has because they are generally so. Thank you.
Hello, good morning. Hello. Okay. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
The Bache Force and everything. Okay, Joy Bache on a petty vanilla, you.
No. Good morning.
Yes, but your chief by no high at you.
Minya, never can say. Minya, chief, I can't say the now, the enemy cannot catch access about me. Now, what patch of vice president our bone? You're comparing electricity bill to 15%, and it could be a salary by 15% cooler. You must say you are no better propaganda. Our membership driver, and I had nothing to lead the entity people because in some member and look for the need about me at the best. Now compare and propaganda plan what I say if you refer to 15%, we compare with the salary every month. on that can be some difference in India. The vast difference between power, that's 50%.
Medasi, I'm fan of that call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. You're from a packer, you're first and everything. Alasan Bache, it's on a pay.
Chief Banya, Jumadia, Odima, and this Yaman Yufuno. Na, the share, Tisia, Bibia Nemedia, na, Bibia Chese, Dr. Mahmoud Baumiano, while also control over the economy. As I say, I Kumano Kache when the fundamentals are with the exchange rate will expose you. Now, Ocean is almost a year and a half, dollar, I could read the NHS, Bamia, Wire system. I'm more than what you need to give $1 and only exchange.
I'm out for the family, one of the Shibuma, I think for Papa, you. As a putting a taco, I've been about to say, about the year about 12 80. I've been some about 5.
Right. Mamifa the next call. Mifa 2 more calls, but I'm going to buy you. And pay. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Yes, I'm you're from a packer, you're first and everything.
You're from Simon, make a flip.
Okay, Simon, it's on a pay.
Let's check you for the or your map or your macan and Maza. One will serve you Yamu Asanti mine and I Asanti Fono. Yamu be Nayama and Papa Yafuno. A summer or kind of crap. Obi propaganda na o di atem mo hwe na na ku so do won sia ko ye chibi do won sia chibi tan won sia asanteman ana ye mi da ye ho asantefo ya ye mo asantefo no do won sia chibi tan won sia asanteman ana at the end of the day you go to where the vote coming from ye na ye for the ma as ayo but ye kan ko the point na do ya ho do at the end of the day nipa ye push no or na bushafo oforiata abenabeniata weata na audio channel was that they are enjoying. You can say Masebio, you won't be so bad.
Before 2 more pen, maybe. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. What we found one is 0322494409 and 0322494771. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Me pacha from a packer first and everything.
But your friend Eric, Mr. and Kanapunia.
Okay, Eric, Chivani Waha, Otio.
But I'm person besides Ella Meko Honor, Meko, maybe I'm a toaban. And I'm Meko, yeah, Meko register. But the register, your mama card to be a 2 CDC card. But I'm coming to ID card into and you find a big ID. And come on,
okay, well, what try to obey and sound, why? But I say, because what you open papa no, because what Mama for last corner. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
You're from a packer, the first and everything.
Never show me the Isaac.
Okay, Isaac, it's on a pay.
Never show near Bunny coming now, good one now. Because you see our party, you know, MPP party, you know. See, I young guys here, but me, they are trying to say, push a party now. You see, a party now, no proper planning instead of the new patriotic party. But you won't say you need plan, yeah, you see, you need plan, yeah, to help the guys.
Isaac, Isaac.
Yes, sir.
Isaac, good morning.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Isaac Kafra, not just say we MPP.
MPP no, and a new patriotic party no. Make them just no proper planning because this year is near Ghana.
Oh, Kafra.
Isaac, Medawasi.
Isaac. Isaac clearly. So be our concern, should be our problem, which make our problem. But MPP is sole MPP.
The new patriotic party.
And NDC cry na face or more no mo see from you class so no so National Democratic Party.
National Democratic Party ba.
And so who cry no more but what's Isaac? If you be anu nya abuche kakra.
But
we are planning and our planning so there. Na no so you call him. bibi ne beto yakwan mu tine ma sa ne ma ne sie
yo mate za kwesi be asa
ene ma be yi ntitwen
mame ko chief so chief so quickly no one obi kwatch one po no answer na mame
before I ever go on they say you wo schooler German lecture and no a doctor I mean come teaching assistant because me a doctor na doctor so nya bad nyankopon na dominti me doctor but me a strategist ma wo se bi no nkate and they am feel so a research pa ya me adom no me wadam krate ne defie na doc mountain there say sequence and planner na chede problem because planning is beginning say we implementation na de no afa ho nenyo see doc obey but
we achieve the concept so at one point or say man to see this card
I'm there he is talking about replacement.
Okay.
I'm not a member.
Okay.
Because say no as for replacement of ID card you go do here and one way that man the one wotum wenya papers in which is the 2 cedis in Oregon.
Okay.
But new members now all on board because paper cards in gradually a PDE system and a
new biometric.
Yes, a new members are honestly untia iska or you free. Nemu card and also open or 20 cedis.
Okay.
And so we take here now, even though our ID or one BBN, uncle non chere ne card na on na open plastic card ne bi 20 cedis in Seniska area. Utia ahona obeye na wadama. Na papa bisu free. No, so a big bomba do ne bisu kebitiam.
Of course.
One more thing. Na also on task na me say the Dr. Baumi awabon. Ebia me miss more fun. But even the time I don't about me on your president na oye running meeting na also de bia president Mahama na all ye juman wabon on we juman
also incompetent
wabon and rofa Morokwat
that is a chief by there for you. Ghana to sign on or my guess for them if you you're also live on TV or your part TV and the pay. Now a man of song say beka a yes sitting wasem the sitting no na what then a coffin now the catcher must say mene dwadifobi edin komo ewo eye Kumasi Dubai ya we dey nti omo nsema mo kanye you na ba studio na fe mene the researcher ewo Jubilee House and MPP member Mr. Kwesi and the member of parliament for Bia East constituency. He is also a member of the finance committee. One also a joint conversation and out of pain today yentiania you got the phone kind of bram common chain say me kwakosha hawa a city no hamo now mind you no good for issue statement just about a week ago say ha dwen city no gum juma okoswamia a man for a kem a man for a soon what is happening beginning me catch him say in 2014 Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia the vice president lecture bi sa lecture no na idea that so restoring the value of the city. Restoring the value of the city. Nina say, city no, you remember who are no akosoro. That was in 2014. And the time city had 3 cities, 20 pesos to $1. It took $1. 2014, now we had 3 cities, 20 pesos. At the time, now man for came to city cry, I was sodo. It's like a embra form. Now so when no say, city no is almost about 10 Ghana cities are pay. Almost about 10 Ghana cities. You go tell a man can Abraham Nyomo Kasai. Ebusafo say me voice no me producers no share se na be ya ye betimi abo it's a share e kwan be for so but say na make no we betimi adjoin conversation on Facebook or a pa FM on Facebook. Like a page and a faithful commenting now. Egu Mame. Your number is 0322 494 401. 0322 494 401. And no, and a year 4 lines and the same beer. Now also so wafre. I'm saying producers now rectify issue no.
Me materials and toma any materials and near my idea. Nani American say that be a ubajaswa na ya tutu near mem. Say dollar na de kwa fane ma ne boa den. Say fa ne boa den. Enti extra ban say one why we amobon one why na say ye bre. That be a bebe dwom bia ukwato ade 10 cedis a ade beto be kwa na ye 12 cedis. Enti extra na do ne ba wo mia ye say mo hwe mayen na bibia anya boko mayen ye sra ban bebre. They say ye ho kire ye bre. Woto awade akwa ye ntimi nto. Enti aban mu wayen. Say baby I you ya near our central market near Sandy ba ha say ya ba yan so ya ho nto yan ya nto ade ma ye nti aban mu wayen so oni akoba na sa ade ne bo wo fom a obeto ma nti ya sra na do ne ba omia so mo mu wayen na bibia anya yi e ma
dollars mo ton say
dollar ne say ne bo aye de e kwa 9 cedis oh e na say fa ne so 1000 sefa na e kwa 15 cedis nti ya sra aban want to so my na yentimi nkwafa ne ma ne bimra ne meto na omabroni bia ntimi ntobi echa say ya want to maybe o ha ya say rubber eno ohia ni bia ntimi tobi say ne bo ne kwosra obi ntimi nto nti ya sra ban omwa ye
ma me da sentimi ni o ma mutonto ma ne kase ma me na so what the same problem ana
but the maka no Mr. Laka no eno no ya bre pa ba me anwo so no oh ba no sister fan say iska e ho no mo e se ba ye huska bia ye huska ya bre mo e sle wo mo ye make an no
man wo won ton no ma wo beta de wo ba beta wo so ton no
ma ba so me to mother care but you anybody me nya ne boa ye de abaya sre by dollar say for ni nya dollar de ko for mother care ne ma no e ba abaya so nti maska no bo no emra from kakra ma ye wo ba kura ye nto obi bi sare ko so ni ma bo de na ko won to ade to bo ni ma na ya tum na do se me ade bi me ko ton 380 and ade na ba 42 is a 40 me ko ton 42 asana me meto no me ka 50 cent me ko ka so ni bo de aso me ko wo so bi so ni wa nya ni 48 and 42 enta abaya sre
If you so bena sa dollar here kosori enya ewo wa brabom as obi an so
affect bebre e say ukuta $1 so say $1 your friend is say 100 so benya 10 million e say $1 e say 1 cedi e say ye kwaya na say buy abaye to ye pompintuo ya ga dey say kwaya so so discuss so e kom so de
e kom de mo
e kom de bia pa e kom de e de ekometi pa abaya srew uye mobo ade ye bre
the reform man kasa no $7 no so e ba form say na be na wam kofa e free eye amono no so no no so e be boa ma it's no o ton there no
she to ho ma beans and spices and am ton
na o ha pa ne say
you say me ha pa ne say beans ya ye ton ne boy de na wo fa de be so be ko ne atum ana mo ko so be ko fa yi ye ko fa no Abidjan ene me ko ne ye ko fa no Lagos eti wo mo sisa sika na ene de ko fa wo mba be bia na sika no ko anu mu to wo mo so ba no wo mo so ne ama no se to the 10 million na wo mba ba na 2 million abeto so eda bia ye to ne manim eda bia ye tum wo de na bia ka be nya kakra de ato adwane edi no na asa ba be hye omu abeso omu sika no so ama ye ho kire papa pese de eden ede panema yo to nyina no sese e fa so wunya fa so bia e wo so
so de be
pese abese de be ma ye mpane mfo na e ma panye no se sese na se sika na e koso no e na amasa na e ma we nyina ye de aba ka ye de ke susu ye no se ka sika no en ka wo mu tie break kakra ma ye na sika no enyina na da bia ye say ya du ya 10 million enya asem ketwa enti no ma yo say no ene me nyina aye basa so enti se fi ne ya kwapi bubro nya sa amafa mo de a ena wa mo wa kam ko be to no 20 cedis eni sa me kwa ne ya tu ma me ba me so na tu what they mention na say enti so ne ma sika no sa anko fa mo de a ene ya mi ahoto so ha enti abo ya mo na president no mo ya kakra na den
sorry akasa and there you it's with the four in some moment can say city media is really affecting them
Ghana to say. Oh, dear Ghana to say. What shall Ghana to say? Ghana to say.
Ebuja for mano and ati omonkano na bako kasen yo so ko fa monko Abidjan na the monko ni binia na preko Abidjan and akofa monko anyway but the bottom line and say dollar no ha omo business no omo tonton ko fantom ba ma me yo so monko ni beans ni no no ni na okofa bi ba ni na akra no dollar ni sefa no ekosoro amagana sid na ho de ne so ate omo bre baomie yese keka ho omampani yese keka ho we ni sema kejetia Dubai market women eka and no pay na no tell Mr. Kwesi wa ha bride Kwesi o ha one of research pa ahwehwe no mem ehun bebia ye ba bedu ene ade kronti asidi na ho de no entimi nkosoro. There is also a honorable Richard Champon. One a member of the finance committee or parliament. One also a Zoom. Honorable Champon, what's the kind of pay? Okay. But I'm quite a mammy. One a member of the finance committee and a Bia East for MP. Now, and also so a Zoomer. Just saying, and Casano pay. Mr. Kwesi, Mama official welcome to the show.
Yes, I mean, I'm
na bibia bokore
I don't know so
me hoya pa good Ghana for ninji in fact they are not happy with the current administration still you know at the time of John Mahama AFI power na be 4 cities 30 pesos that is in 2016 yeah, about 2022 the city is almost about 10 Ghana cedis to $1. What is happening then AC
well me cheer for any ashafo nyina. And at the same time, so me chair, me backroom man chair mirror, between 4 seats, and name penny for a sentiment party for penny for you know, so me chair, nipper what's your sentiment, a constituency, Quabantuma, Quada, so at Chuma constituency, me chair, me microphone, you know. Typically, as someone would say, a question, a wood drew, na a dinchim. If you say a drew baby na yen sika semua ye ebu man say a drew baby to appear na ho asem ka no na ye bibi ho because of any maybe a ye ankasa sometimes ye editia ye ho e ka ho na ma sa ne man eba ye identity tikrom ha na obisika to say dollar in a control yen o man ha sa de no na wo se nya sa ntiase no identity TMM na no boni bi no twa ne sika eno no wodie no na so watwa wodie a wodie no onu ni pakro no sika no ene control wo sika adintia se ba
na che ase titi
if you say mitimi krom se wotiwe se mi sha ase se mitimi fie wotu fie na mi sha ase se me kon ba be do ufie aduane a wodie a na ma nhwe meduane a medie ne madwuma me yeso any meduane be se media that is where me sha se anya sanso no so me ti wo sisi me ni aduane bi adi na meduane medie ne se be gari na medwuma me ye no e ho sika be so a se medie ne se aduane na me nya madwene se na medie na me be di fried rice na se wo mu wa no a ana se aduane fufu bi ne na ma kese guso a wo wia ne se me kondo se me di se aduane no a enu ebe chese se me fa kwa bi so epe ade ma wonya sa ade ni bi ebi ye krono ebi se adwe bi yes ebi ye krono ebi ye se nipa be hunu se meti se nti ebi ye ahomaso ebi ye nipa se perception nipa ya dwen die dem fu se me ye abetimi ma me ho atome no that is what edu ba bi a nipa wa huni manase unyema ese unya unsanka ya na se unya num pepe so bi ese oduru na wo force se obeduru ho a sometimes enu sunsanso ni bi no Ghana ha yeti hey yedi ebu yedi ebanku yedi abete
di fufu
yedi apele yedi abayre ne ampesi menkan ene enkola dodo se ne ni menkan di adia enkola dodo se ne ti kro Ghana ha ai e mu ni ma de afre ne menkan mu ni di na ye wi wura mu nam we're not concerned about mimi say mi so kitikiti e ma mi coke baako pese yi di mami a mini mi nua ba se mi no mi ensa na ye che we're not interested in coke ye ni interested mi ano papa e be ma me friends e be se me kwankwaji emuduro na me no so that say me no nya so na sam yare and then collaba re obese omo ya kese because ye practically no e si kire aduane adoso anwa aduane adoso enwa aduane adoso spices adoso some spices ni sa ne ma na ye di bemu na first na ye twi hwentia moko pepper ni sa ne ma na ye di ye sa ne ma ni nyina no enne sa ne ma na ye udi ni nyina no what wagu wo wani je obi de a wa ye di odigu mu chemical ni nyina so e ma ye nyini nche mimi tie me papa nya 113 years my sister penny back who say almost 90 something years my sister back so and so is also on 70 something years. What is happening is say ye duane a ye duane ya de yes sentino e de ye ko wom at the same time so no ye sikasam no so esa twen em ye free ye sikasam no mu emudura ayem. If you say me here we duane na wo fie na bia esa me ya ade bi double adwuma mu kura na me we se me ko wie sika bi na me di me no be yepe ye duane die be yepe what you say me wo bia so wo se de osi ye na Ghana ha obia wo ne culture o ka jemse me nko fried rice typically enye Ghanaian food eye aduane a eye abrofo ni nipa bi amananifo bi aduane ne ye pese ye sua di enti atwe sikasem nom ema ye ho akire yen ene also obusa sa obi se monko
aso ko fa
Abidjan
ye di bi wa hade ye ni monko bi wa
masa e monko na gu poano ye ni penya ntwen wo instead of saying sika kakra nke kuta ye no enke betimi dia hwe ye sika no ye betimi dia ye yakwan wo dia se ekwan ye we Ghana ha asai wo konkurasi a enke sika kakra kuta ye no ye betimi dia hwe aye sa akwa na twe nuane ne dia ba kromo ne nya bia die no ye sika no esisa ekofo bi sika go no sa broni no wo ba ni kromo beto ade so di ni sika na eto wo ntimi fa wo sika Ghana sika na nko ene Ghana ha no ya makwan ama your friend is saying obi timi the dollar kura to ade cash e wa ha ena atwime ba omo a ehwe yesikasem bibi ti say Ministry of Finance
because I can me ba because na mo abem
me ti ase sa you see wo ya ban na eduru babi ne ni pet mum no wo mo si aha ne ye kro ye duane a ye die nie ye taste ye penie ya de pese ye ni a it is difficult. Wabano be try so be twa mu nyina ba one line. Once you ba ba mu you try say bibi to say your friend is saying warehouses. Edia store ye ne nkase ye nuane a ye dua e wo Ghana ha. You see warehouses be see betimi aboa. You try say one district one factory na e pese create no. Ni pese create hwe say ye betimi agya sika ye de kwa amona ne bebrebe kototo because wo se sika no a Udi kwa very very difficult even to fight on that one. Say udi see sika no de ko bisika mu a udi usika ko bisika mu de ne se obetimi aye den
Izile MPP abana dabe na mu sadia we
ya hunu sadia we
because in 2014 is if this was the situation nanka mo kan but about me a lecture the kind no bebre
wo hwa ya memu a ya sha ase free 2017 to 2019 wo hwe your performance baby na ye de o man na ekro na ye pese hihye si kwampa no so na ye koyanim ampa Ghana fo nyina so hu ye wo until say yare ko de we be boy ye no e be boy ye na eji ye ka akiri
but man you 2017 na wo IMF and o hwe the history of Ghana o man bia ko IMF an sika sem no ya ne koyi e sounds say reckless spending no who says can who disca basa no I'm a former kama wonyesa It's almost show so e ma bo brey. It is 2017 2018 na yesika sam na ekoye no. And it's because say na you IMF. You free IMF move pay in 2019. And I think I say Kobasa.
Paka, I disagree totally with you. Or maybe Abeko IMF Biano. Me, I still stand by what Dr. Mahmoud Babiani, some of the economic team for be I still stand by it. IMF is not a solution to Ghana's problem.
Yeah, of course, it's not a solution.
What I say, and so because IMF, what baby papa. What are you saying?
I say shots more yen yape.
What when I catch
I IMF just one bowl bray. That is one more brayers on mine.
Your mammy 10 cities, amount 10 cities, yen I bobra, ye ya, Missika Semno, Masandi, I bet down say, Boma would ye move say, then I do show the Asuma would ye, and I'm the ye. And the mammy Baho say, who share a quay and yes, I am a 2017 ye free mo. Yatwi hu from yam timi ntena ho and she share the good for more no e kire ye say o see timi free IMF for no and because no policies no plans no dey ba no why because yes you we ni suade hu na e wo se baby Ghana as a mine no echo your national development plan committees amu ye adwuma e Kwame Nkrumah ye bi e champa mu ye bi abusia mu ye bi ababe mampanyi Rollins mu nyina be ye bi ababe do this point ye go ye directions because or 20 years educational policy and ama na ya implement free SSU wahu enti sanye man na ya hihye ya na pese di bu o man ko nanim no sanye man no aba be ye biggest problem for us enti ya kase IMF no ya dwen say ye ko na ye ko no o kan se mra bi NDC focus senchi NDC aban wo mu no obuko senchi so mu kwa hwese ya o metimi anya economic policy bia direct o man foforo e de akosi kwan bi so o mu ye de o metimi bia ade o de o mu ko IMF no mu ko ye na ye 2017 ye beto ye no ye kasa nye ye tena bia ne ho nti o si se
ba san dia ko back ye tena bia no but me no kasa ye IMF ye da so IMF
me kasa ye kasa nye tena bia no wi o si e free ho nti ye se ye free IMF no I we settle we within 1 year 7 months pepe and I really a unity. You really yet no o man pani make statement bi e catch the Ghana nyina hwe amemu e ti say wodi we sika e kwhye ha na de we sika kakra kwhye ha wo dane ne mani kakra akra na e che say adwene edibu man no we na wo anase we e na wo wo te me che na say enti ye yes ye hye sa ne ma no a e na yade e bebo mu no ye kura mo mampanyi ka asem bi se nipa be wuo de ye mesika no nye den e ho nkyere no economy ne ye ne ye hyehyeye ye sika sam ye ne ye hyehyeye enti se ye sika sam na to apia se ebe nipa timo no be wudi ye sika sam to apia enye nwanwa enye ya ye ne betumi asa ye ne yie sa sam na mampanyi ka ye no na ne nasi bibi so
but I'll show you some statistics wa
Maybe spend it. Now you spend it because production echo from obi anya adwuma. What no obi anya adwuma. Nipa do na atifie. Omo Ghana fo ye adwuma tua taxes do no. No mu nyina atifie. It no money
come to you but my say honorable Richard Champo Abahoma no so. Honorable what's in kind of pay? Good morning. Hello honorable. Because Matisse is honorable Oti and Kapan, Koma Yeding and honorable T. Na ono Kasabia na honorable. Say honorable NT and Cat, but now you say say friend phone so you be friend. Honorable, with your friend phone is say anafe. What join the conversation? Honorable follow all the conversation there so. And Koma Yeding no, would say na. Unfortunately, in Zoom no, MY intino, a friend phone so na. Na twetwe enkomo nti no the producers share so meet me a friend no a phone so na fe no atwetwe enkomo aha nti no na me
what I'm saying is no krani sane man na ekoso na ehye betumi am oba na konanim adie we ebe stop ye no sika na ye spending na your money sika ni modu ye fire ma ye foreign reserves nyina no ye komu ko spending bi Won't you say? You come with a spending, you know, Nanya Quaqua. Now, me or mine a reason out to a Pesamrano, not gonna form my or Mampania go for the fans. So I had a reason no more fans, so I had ye. Nis can know spend you. Or mine no sika. And I know what did bomb man hobra. say nipa be wo dabi I remember some in Nigeria Nigeria for I can say Buhari Emra Ghana your friends of Mampanya Kufuado Emra Nigeria because Nigeria Mampanya Kufuado show leadership actually nema bebrebe ye reality no emunsun sanso ne yeden e toye nso no e na manfo hya ase tiri yensa wo Mampanya Kufuado so aye no kura hwe mi aban yatiswe mi institutions bi wo no mo a mini won nya adwene wo se kwa mo fa so yo madwuma ho
metio
what you say institutions bi say your friend say Bank of Ghana what you say the way almost monitoring system ni si ye adwuma no ye nyina ya ban na e wo so yi many so akwa Bank of Ghana fa so monitor yen sikasem e wo man mu many ni sa de mo no that is my candid opinion many nyo Ministry of Trade and the Ministry of Interior a quite ben or more fast Ministry of Interior sika enyunugu sika Ministry of Interior enyunugu watemahabo 40% of the revenue pay any incentive or maimu and just 40% of the revenue any ensa etumika or maimu how 40% of your friends at Temahabo sika ba won 40% penny incentive Ministry of Interior, no more say national security, police, your friend is saying BNI, national security, whatever. All security apparatus, you know, what are they doing to prevent all those things? Sikasama yako form no. You can't be clear. You can't be clear. And this is it. And say a boss I'm saying near to me started from 2017 up to 2019. Now some say any money cost near say the digital system will call and confirm try some frustrated digital system no. Someone tries some frustrated digital system now. And yeah, we must keep on fighting. We must keep on fighting to make sure we get into a certain level. Your food be more attractive and appealing to the masses. And for so many people, man, be so fast. Sanya mano, and before say Ministry of Interior, I fairly Ghana for. Ministry of Interior, the minister and East Appalachians and Penifuacha Interior, whatever. Womunina, I fairly on mine. And the Bank of Ghana monitoring.
When go for you, say finance minister na ke pamno.
I'm not saying, you see, finance.
We still almost failing Ghana for. So it means that he hasn't performed.
Ministry of Interior. So finance minister or just one person. And your policy and or the policy neba. Then the president to me implement policy now. The reality and at the same time, the practicability no. Say a year jumano, a year basa. What's the mutual say? And to obey the policy back. Well, just one person. Well, just one person. And then only the ministers, the deputies, best 3 or 4. No? Even when they take a decision, how many of them?
Just a man for what chiro.
Yes, maybe. Now need the remember what you say. Some monitoring system here, the cost you know. And your various areas also high value. How your friends the value for our money is being now. I can't affect you. Share. My idea be so has CCA. And there are institutions be our system anymore. A magana sika dollar no ekoso. Baby. Sinke dollar ni peja ni mu e chensi di no do na. E bi India, yenu no India for Ghana.
Okay.
En mu mo ye. Ah, o mutumi di fa o companies a wo ha. Me be say companies bi bebe din. E di fa ho kwa bridge ekwa nkrom. Banks bi so aso asa bank na no bi so wo sa foreign companies nyina ekrom do mu sika koto no ma turn sika no into dollar odu no krom no wayi Ghana sika no eso manfa so ma nipa team anum no ye fa so ese enya free so no ye nsanka Would you to check over India for levels? Colebanese for the same thing that is going on. Omucha timber, omu say, oh, product omu wa mai munyina. Shebe abi say yeni anum Nigeria for. Abagana ha ye adwuma wa ha. For omo no sikan omu so mu sikan nyina di onkrom. Do weekends go and see Nigerians yes say sika into dollar. Ni ye di ko omu di ko omu krom. Because when you say the chrome one, city no or the card here, it was a $7 and it's free as no the chrome there. These are what Nigerians are doing to people of Ghana.
But Mr.
Meanwhile, they are making money here. They are making revenues here. Let me finish.
All the issues now.
I am bleeding within me because of certain things that I'm seeing. For Ghana ha edu kwesi ada ebi ya sorry adwada branda ugwada hwa ekosi ni kwesi ada so na we husem ni say edu kwesi ada banks ni kwa sorry kogigi ekofa sorry ni sika
no
obo fa sika no a edu dwada na dollar ashoto o man mu ha.
How?
Of course, because most of the pastors in turning to music and into dollar account man because I am lucrative.
Oh, I see.
Because I am lucrative. And a politician be also is very influential. So can your friend saying or so for them. Me politician make us for some one. Me you if you say also for nipa 5,000 good now sorry them. Or can say about 3,000 Bejinedi. Politician be no beso better money pa 3,000 to abetiano.
Okay.
What I mention I say these are some of the things that your dollar system dollar take control over our city.
Okay.
We are baby na person me ba
say menya honorable Richard Achampo so honorable Achampo good morning.
Morning Parker.
Oh nice one bibia boko there
na me adom na mo so e
ya ho ya pa nti wa wo hwe ye wo TV so no obehu honorable Richard Achampo was Zoom anopay he's live on Zoom was red top bills or orange top be and mama show Facebook no so no obehu no Zoom live and colored where your beer is a member of parliament and also a member of the finance committee over parliament and finance committee no wono eka ho bi wodi makotre pa honorable ye ka ayesi no ho asem ene bebe ya ba bedu na Julius Repo was a researcher of the NPP. Some of the reasons in Tia Yababedu baby away from what he sits as a member of parliament and of course a member of the finance committee. You know, and probably what can be done to make sure say city no na ho de no ekosoro.
Paka mamena sina menchia atiefo na hwefo nyina. Na menchia minya no studio no am say matie no bebre na I say I'm not the book of lamentation after na amo also the problems with the structure of the economy am so more opposition no when say we have fundamental challenges facing this very economy, so they promise a whole lot, they said a whole lot. So people believe in them, say they are coming to change the narrative. But here we are, and then we are still complaining, we are still apportioning blames, and then we know the problems. But the question is, how are we addressing those challenges?
Okay.
Overshare by the end of 2016, Nabusia, you are mining in Ayabo. 120 billion Ghana cedis. Now, say by the end of July 2022, your debt is equal to 391 billion.
191 billion.
391 billion, and still counting.
I see.
We are here, Sano Hydro loan on Kahu. The $1.5 billion get fund loan and Kahu. Energy sector loan, no, about 10 billion Ghana cedis and Kahu. But you know, there's a contingent liability on government. Actually, by the end of the period, you know, so Yesika, say bauxite that wako to say Kwabes and Afasokutis, go and Yesika and fast service debt now. The finance ministry must find money to pay for all these debts. If you sign no hydro $2 billion, no question about say 50 million. No, there's a clause in the agreement to say when the time is due and there's no money in the escrow account, the finance ministry must find money for the repayment of the loan. Clearly, a child will say, Abana Babusia Akudi Pepesubia, there's no briefing space. The Kenyana I say Russia-Ukraine war, COVID-19, you know, this is the genesis of the problem. The debt accumulation, no. And then they do be about this year.
Can't on my dinner, and no idea about it.
That's the bottom line.
And your Russian-Ukraine war.
Oh,
and your COVID-19.
I will explain all those things to you. Because by the end of 2016, interest payments, you know, made 10 billion Ghana cedis. And our brothers in opposition then complained bitterly, said, we were paying so much interest on our loans, 10 billion Ghana cedis. In the 2022 budget, Minister no project say 37 billion interest payments. 37 billion. In the space of 6 years, you know, from 10 billion to 37 billion. Now they are budget review, no. Was I increasing to 41 billion? Interest payment alone, amortization come. Reason somebody said because of the depreciation of the city. Question is, whose responsibility it is to make sure that our city stabilizes? And government. And by the end of the period, you know, tax revenue now budget, you know. When you put your interest on loan, into over just a second year, we need space to do any other thing. And it will put pressure on the city. We've gone to the sense that foreign reserves in Yanano and reduce it to about 3.5 billion. 81 investor be doing the economy, no, or doubt said when maturity date comes, government will find it very difficult to pay. It's either said all investing our economy, all roll over bill, and other price will higher. And all this is come at a cost to the state. Second, about a by year of 5 ministers, about 125 ministers. Government appointees more than 1,000. And all these people know over 10 land cruiser more, overhead expenses, and you give them some allowances, fuel and order. When you now only a part of overhead expenditure, and you can't give what you don't have. It's about the end of the day, no. We see now, when you know, only when you know, could treat us expenses way, HSR is 35 billion for the year we pay. There's nothing left. So you go back to borrow. And when you keep on borrowing, no one needs to seek for any productive venture, no. How do you pay the interest or the principal on the loan? You put pressure on your currency. Nobody knows or see a IMF no and yet Canadian free. South fiscal consolidation started from 2015 up to 2016 if you are Bemono. One would have expected saying Kenya number 2 or so. And Pablo Bayano almost 10 day IMF program to 2019. And when who said the trajectory was positive because they continue from where we ended. Come on for IMF pen and them strategies, sometimes not COVID-19 and Ghana. Sometimes Russia, Ukraine, and satisfy more control. It tells you, say, we have a fundamental challenges. I'm open so the top said, Chicago, and they were spending as if there's no tomorrow. And to come with no impact at the buy, fine. Russia Ukraine war an impact. But besides said 2018-2019, if you read the budget, finance minister and say they brought enough buffers to deal with external shocks and any headwinds. I had done a COVID-19 by within 3 months. We were fine working. It tells you say all the state material budget in force. They were just
finance minister within the Crown Parliament that time, you know, and the Ghana for.
Yes. What can I say? This issue say they were not reporting the actual numbers. So below the line items and above the line items. Some almost spending 25 billion for financial sector cleanup now. They were not reported accurately. They are amortizing that 25 billion. Meanwhile, your expenditure, our income within the fiscal year. Now expenditure this year, 25 billion. One say, Mr. the repayment. Meanwhile, why is it here? Abraham could have used that billion to sustain all those banks now collapsing.
Now, Honorable Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, before being vice president running mate, you know, now okay about the city power. For you, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, na ho keka ho towards a kwan city ni betimi gina no. What want to say?
And the rarity has dawned on him. All the cheeses, all the presentation here, you know, he's faced with the rarity. That's a textbook economics, you know, it's different from practical economics. And it's a book of paper, my presentation here. Rarity is a woman. Face na ewo hono. Why be na be for some energy sikana kakana kuta wono. You need to be disciplined. And to me, they can say, sorry for change of to dollars. Transfer prices. So that say India for companies, or more other companies, Tisicano, or more air transfer from other companies, repatriation of all currencies. We knew all these things. As a government says yes in it, policies when I get to a comment say, which I educated all this.
In fact, hold on, I can maybe send us a question. It's not on what Bemu. It's hold on for me. One penny for night of a Jubilee house. And now, on Nimnia Cosso, say a Cosso. It's not Mr. Kusina Mibisa say, when we teach challenges on say, repatriation, among 4 year Juma, Lebanese for them, India for them, or my committee, music into dollars, normally call, and no can be, and I sit now one in a coffin. I saw you for no, a year, I suffer for no, Sunday, I got a collection no. Sikanom their core a year banks, no more converting into dollars, and no can be. I buying no, then I'm way, send a better meet me. I solve the problem na you come to Siano because what you the phone no by December na dollar number 12 cities asemaba it's in there na moye
Richard, the truth of the matter and it's almost say your politics there and you seek a some who
right.
Me, I don't believe in politics in the monetary system. I don't believe in that. Jimmy, young Shishaya, they are too formal. Unfortunately, a shall say this monetary policy system. You know, you can say a campaign here first why yet me a put to say this animal in place now. In fact, we started here in Sakra 2019, ending of 2019. You must be me say me to coin me call baby say India because study certain principles be omu use the manage certain things. Yeah, did buy a new crack. And then we realize hona ena yare etc mu. Now we don't believe say yare no betimi adoni on us say it's here no. Ya buy a nim kakra ya ti ya ho afiri mu as at last year as at ya ti ya ho afiri mu ending of last year hona and ntokwa say ndai. And so now we feel say it can't get so much impact on us. But we realize that no, the thing is coming and the way it's going, you know, and to beche as we anticipated. And I was always share see the situation is concerned what you need to take decisions. Based on that, you know, and then the Maya she says, you put your money together to meet what is coming. What I say, and your shall say yes, then Yamiadum, yet the plans and the policies are to says, yeah, two, yeah, and kakra. Kopim Samre say obi ka chen say o say I can assure you say obi see dollar no e be cut 11 cities 12 cities
by December
that because
we are in August now.
Who can say this as a people a champion Richard Crackers or can say you can have your thesis and whatever to come and give a lecture and everything but the practical thing can actually you and take you away from the system. And so yes, so their plans to be out to form one. I don't think it's you're saying somewhere as a champion as a
okay.
And I don't think that it's up to me to even to bring certain
but Mujitum is more fairly Ghana for on the city matter.
No, on the city matter you cannot
more fairly Ghana for
on the
what do you
but on the city matter you cannot say the government has failed Ghanaians. You see,
then I saw
maybe
the government has failed the people of this country.
You cannot say that because
why can't I say that?
Because the pressure that is in everywhere, no, we are not excluded from the world. Say NDC said a mini champion came. What NDC for faces a crisis here. I don't know what would have happened. We need to see.
Like I said, no 50 Ghana.
I tell you, come in and no crime.
I can go 50 Ghana.
I'm telling you, me no kasa say.
But Mahama Fia be na 4.3. Mahama Fia be 4 cities 30 persons. What buy aba?
Mahama Fia be no.
What? Almost 10 Ghana cities.
He left us in the mess. When John Mahama,
but you can still blame John Mahama 6 years after.
I am not blaming John Mahama. You have brought John Mahama names in, and that's what I'm saying.
But blame me for 6 years.
Me can't somewhere die any problems, you know. Any quiet be first be solve problems, you know. Any the yeah, be my problems na solve. And only here, una di John Mahama be, we say John Mahama that John Mahama di be mo. Must make can send you be surprised. What the gente me pesa be ko Ghana fo atu o mu tie yen sese no. Omuni so dey say e die na mo ya be solve problem no. That's what matters. And in the way forward. What you say? Because you best tackle you best so doom so no. In the midst of all this crisis, you know, the light is still on. People are not talking about that.
It didn't see the
yes, because
another trickle down now, it has an impact on everybody.
Of course, and the can and you cannot say entirely true government has failed Ghanaians. How can you say this? Because you see the reality on the ground. I've given you numerous challenges that we went through as a nation, as the world.
Me was started me ba. Oko Bank of Ghana website and I was reading it this morning. I was shocked. When him said before COVID-19, in fact, COVID-19 no about 2019, a woman on it. China, Italy, US, and all of that. But in March 2020, I was Ghana.
Yes,
and I covered about 12 of March, and I recorded 2 cases. I was Ghana. Before that time, no, we share the trajectory. We share Yesika seminar. The city was appreciated because you see now there are places that are lockdown. Into that importation, Emma. Now I'm for importing man. Into the city now one day no. Na ejina ho. Post COVID. Ye ba COVID mo ye ho feel lockdown. Ye sha say ye no mana. And I see no sha say ekofom. Na hold no sha say ekofom. So it tells you something. Say in 2019, the city was doing well because now COVID about importation number. You know all of this. I didn't tell about them 6 years down the line. Now, Faye, what even find and she said, been to a crime, said a bear signal. But I can't say, why is it no? Why is it any IGP? And that's it, no break it, jailer. Let me tell you that. So if you haven't filled, what is it?
Indeed, because I arrested city now. It was true. It was true then. It was true. And if you say, measure said it took a mass city in the tiba from dollar a tiba from so because you say no arresting because I'm situation here we are see African situation here even American President Biden as at last almost 3 months ago he made a statement said some people are taking advantage of the situation and milking the world.
Okay.
Like shipping agencies, petroleum companies, whatever. They are milking the world. And based on that, the structure. I was in Dubai. You go Dubai. You do Dubai and just 2 days trip. You do one opa. Na you peka a free house in some baby away. Aku baby says seshi. You do petrol. You do lie so and opa 4 a.m. Ebuya Dubai. Ansa ne ensa ka petrol ni bi ansa ne etimi etu ye kwan ya kwa aba enti ye ba kra na ni ya ye late pa ansa ne ba asasa na ye chi aba Ghana eho wo mu ne tu petrol akese e de ma wiase nyina Nigeria ha na meti se million men this for e demonstration ha say e ka bi say oh kokko di for ha ya petrol ne buo wo form and I say you see adia ye wo se ati ase ne ehunu ne say Cote d'Ivoire ha na wo di tutu Ghana no. Only Francophone countries.
Yeah, of course, they're Francophone.
About 40% of our budget, France financing. It's not like ours, who call ourselves independent countries and English countries. Yeah, Nigeria for to Nigeria. Nigeria now also petrol no. Women to the quantities. In fact, Ghana quite to be free Nigeria. You're told to be free Nigeria.
But for inflation, better than our inflation.
But what you say is Nigeria, yes, say we doom some.
Inflation about
in fact 60% of the countries
to pay Ghana. The worst currencies in Africa. We how many do Kwachano, Zimbabwe and Zambia?
No.
Zambia, we are Ghana never. Our city is the worst performing currency in Africa.
Me no kasa say
they sit not to tell pansam.
Me no kasa say as I'm talking to you now. Me no kasa say Nigeria amount for the example no. 60% of the population are in Dumso.
I see. Mama go on.
Yeah, kase, see kasem. Aye ato ape. Aye say we are not in Dumso. We are here. Why na tofu egum? Why na to gas gum? Eya aban na to gas gum. Light this is so. Some say ko aban na dwene hunu say. Upon ahu kire ye omu no. Say light sam so akofom bia mu a. E de ni pet kan ha no muntimi ntena. Enti aban ni nyansa ni nim bia mu no. E hunu say ekwa bia so no. Ye maintain no mo soso nade. Ye nuanu mo mazi. Ye nuanu mo soso hairdressing. O mo botre. O mo ye say no. Ese so mo survival. So we must do whatever we can to make sure the light is still on. That's what anunia dia. A general thing. We here no petrol. Asa no about dollar system yi. Eye kakra na yehye no. Yenka say oman no mo here what oyen. I will never sit here minti na enka sa asem we enchira Ghana for say ye wa hochem petrol ne nyina ye tobi. Petrol no ye nyina ye tobi. Man tobi mi wisuani bi tobi. Mi huni pa bi tobi. Obi a hoche no. Enti ni kwa se me betena ha. Na me ye me ho se ase adie ni nyina eye.
Ma me bi so honorable chira champ.
Ni nyina so achi no. Adie friend say gradual project is still ongoing.
Okay.
Gradual project.
General one is ongoing on.
Kumasi say ye kasa say Kumasi akwan Ghana kwan has to be also as nipa wa santimemu esusu e press o mo akwan. What you say and abani ya committed say sanye me ni nyinara. Ye be ye in the midst of all these problems. Enti ayana ebi amu kasa sa na amemu ye ya akwete said aban ya wodwe nipa ho no wo hwe the large interest of the people wo hwe nipa ni nyina ma ne hunu no wo hwe ba bia kwa fa so betimi di abo wo ye pa
aha aye oyepa 100.7 FM. Of course we are in Kumasi. Doom prisons run about one na ewo oyepa. Now we also live on TV, oyepa TV. What's scanning with digital TV now? Ubenya oyepa it was so quickly. Now, my man see your WhatsApp lines and so any contribution, suggestion, questions, and maybe be a phone lines in the amount. Now I join the conversation. Yeah, WhatsApp line 0548 097714 0548 097714. That's our WhatsApp line. Ubetimi send a WhatsApp message. On Facebook, Oyepa Radio, on Facebook, TV, Oyepa Live. Call Nafis for messages in Eguho, Emami. Now, maybe a phone line and chair 0322494401. I know what you're champion, but you tell me on the pay up. The ordinary Ghanaian now what teach Chochomutia to pay. Obana what Jomuno. Is there a hope for such a person? Say, you're sitting in the Minimia. I remember from Amon no solo or no solo, and no more all fair free a year Abidjan, all fair free China, all fair free a year Dubai. No, I better from Amamatobi because the effect is that sitting no kwasra or bar or the better so. Me a me kwakotono, me so I was saying more money to buy. My member I say, hey, I didn't know what I say, won't me touch him, no kind no. I say, oh, me to me, yes, and for wo hwe da huntimi nta atwa no picture fa two phones na coffee na kohwe na say uniska dia untimi ba bibia it's no the ordinary woman Ghanaian no wotie anope. Is there a hope for such a person? Hello honorable.
Hello otemenka
mete won kase sia
before I say my boss asem no so no mete say me nua no kase. The most important thing is some light in this so.
Right.
And the government is doing whatever it is to make sure there's power for industry and individual consumption. Hear me say, gas na in free a triable no. Abandon and to a different and the trouble gas project.
Your bus specific won't me. But
what to make
I'm going to talk about you.
NDC, you are John Demand Mama Vision, any other else. So you see a trouble gas project. We spend about $1 billion. I'm not going to say it's a year about $300 million every year. I don't think my young gas into West African pipeline project in the movie. Interagencies, we know say Ghana gas are buying the Omoka. But now say factory near or mining factory, you know, and also somebody to almost say light in this so. Who did that investment? When you say but Sana Bana Bono, and then called the year a major project, and the project can also pay for itself. And can you maybe I do see a million? And to one visit to one for Tomaka one seminal, let them mention to us. A buy factory back what buy here, and may reduce your import, and reduce pressure on the city. You can mention one to us. Menoka say, poultry a product. You import about $600 million every year into the country. Poultry product. You can Russia-Ukraine war. You import to hit $168 million every year. Now, baby, you import to the drop from Canada.
Right.
After 168 million, we import 99 million from Canada. Before we come to Russia, Ukraine, and Latvia, and other small countries. It is a Russia and Ukraine air counter. We can still go to Canada and import wheat. We are confronted with issues. Let's deal with the challenges. How to resolve these issues so that we don't go back repeating ourselves. And then this commodity prices went down. Gold prices went down, cocoa prices, and oil price. So we also face challenges. I don't think they talk about you leaders say they should be there and resolve challenges via the moment at the Amaye. So see Amanoka say, you know will say the foreign bureau operations in the country, it's not regretted. Obia to me call any foreign bureau to buy any dollar. No limitation. They don't even require your ID card. So somebody can travel from Nigeria, Togo, whatever, come and buy dollar and move with it. But you can't do this in any other country. What are the leaders doing to solve this situation? Udole kakana we enjoy that okromesi. Ya to Obama abambi. We supposed to regulate foreign bureau, put them on a single platform so that they cannot even give more than $10,000 to an individual. It is who says so $1 $. The baby will say, "Go take it, brand. You sure will travel itinerary. Guarantee say who to coin and now we have some input before they will give you the dollar. Can we say same for this foreign bureau? No. And why you do so policy all these transactions in the system? And you buy Ajuma. Then I buy very reduce some import. We can't cut unnecessary expenditure. So cutting some expenditure, you bring contraction to the economy. The economy cannot grow, your GDP cannot grow, and you create unnecessary unemployment. But if you look at discretionary spending, they all cut here, a bit more with some space. Some import to be here, we can regulate it. Initially, they can say people have taste for some foreign imports. So as a government dealing with it, it's very, very difficult.
Right.
Okay, if you cannot do it 100%, you can cut it by let's say 40 or 50%. So you boost the local production. Now, look as I know, importable falling, I know, and the name of buying some amount tax exemption. The local producers are not giving tax exemption or tax holidays. So they can compete with the foreign importers. So the importers have a cheaper goods as against the locally produced ones. People will buy the cheaper one, which are imported into the system, and you are buying asset here. In the Bank of Ghana, the policy rate of that go to 3% or 300 basis points. That's the policy side of it. Fiscal side, you are buying Ejuma. Who is controlling the fiscal side? Government must be disciplined. Government must cut its expenditure. Government must spend within its own resources. You can't tell me, say, Uber see 111 hospitals within a year or two. It is not possible because you don't have the resources. Mobilization of whatever contractors, many of them will use the money without doing anything on the ground. Why can't we channel that resources into productive areas? Because every year, you basic hospital no 4 because any emergency come to my district. Why this agenda 111 no omo besi ba kun we say
e bi o ho
me why you send district hospital to our ha
ana boy bi o ho agenda 111 we bi o constituency with district ho
ama be just asem na da ho age ho bi ankoso ho
ejomu nsi ye
yɛntwa blog kran to hɔ
ɔmo fa blog kran to so I see.
Compensation from as land owners. No. Meanwhile, you was this hospital. And here retooling. Just $1 million can bring it to life. Why don't you spend the $1 million? Retool the existing this hospital. When you have resources, the next 2, 3, 4 years, you can build the Agenda 111 so that you create space for yourself to do other important things in the economy. But because of the slogan, because of say ya can't know ya near Fahuchira Amato or man for so. Meaning you put pressure on the city because we don't have the resources to do it. What did you tax revenue here? Now what's your interest or loan? What's your salary workers we are? Government must borrow to make out the difference. Sometimes government must borrow to pay salaries. And you borrow in dollars. And by the end of the day, you have to print CDs to buy dollars for the repayment. So many of these things are self-inflicted. For the past 3 months, now $10,000. Yeah, we should be at 70,000 Ghana cedis to get $10,000.
I see.
And now we have 100,000 Ghana cedis to get $10,000. The importer now importing in Yamadiaba dollar no depreciated so badly, about 35% for this year. No, he will pass on the price to the final consumer. So the cost of doing business will go high. Cost of goods and services will go high. Bank of Ghana policy rates are Modiabano. And the cost of borrowing also go high. Until by the end of the day, we'll come back to square one. Because government is not ready to face the issues. They are just complaining.
Is it honorable? And that's what we were Homaya. The default no ya ya to and the Ghana for it. And that's what we were Homaya.
And that's why I say one government must be disciplined. But what I say, right now they want to mop up the liquidity in the system. 80 amount for interpolation rate, number quarter basis point 22%. No, it's amount from quarter treasury bill. Now abanye says sikano. Now inflation 31.7%. Treasury bill 27%. Now my quarter treasury bill 27%, inflation 31. Now the return on my investment is negative. Now, the dollar every day, the dollar cost of the American $1 this year, I make gains our dollar no. I'm talking as a rational human being. Yeah, NDC people say every investor behind person maximizing the profit. If the return is negative, nobody will go there. Maybe one. It's when you know your policies are, they want to see government being disciplined. They want to see government cutting back expenditure. It is about your discipline. Not buying ashisha in the okay. I buy no, you're downgrading no. Or policies go okay, we review no. It's young no, you're making sure about support to government. It's some quack to gold. Gold no motor no, the man making some savings, so bring some dollars. It's about policies no, and it's about the positive results. He will get the buy-in. It's in your friend about say NDC, COVID, and a Russia-Ukraine war. Government must accept the responsibility that we got certain things wrong. We are inviting everybody to the table. Let's see how we can resolve this matter and stop the blame game. When you do this, you get the buy-in, and the people will support you to deliver. Baba started saying, "Can this in the war and can you win a war?" And you trouble NDC for the past 6 years. Nobody's interested in this NDC MPP matter again. They want the resolution to this matter. What is government policy? Government is going to IMF. What do you have on the table? What are you presenting to the fund? So that the fund will also take a decision whether or not to grant it to you or otherwise. When again for PCT, policy when they do to inflation, I will target 8% in the budget. When I got 28.5% and then 31.7%. How are we reversing the trend? The depreciation, how are we storing it? So every day be no and cost by the end of the year. I'm for predicted 12 cities, you know. How are we taming it? Policy no the blueprint, so that all of us will follow through and support government to achieve it. Because on my actually, and this is an economy no collapse here. There will not be any economy to run.
All over the champion. May I say, but you hold on for me, and maybe a phone lines, you know. But my member Busa for NTS, minimum Casey. Aye contractors are no more ye juma on cocoa route no. Yenti omoka omodwa. Aye pharmacy doctors. Me jisho mu kira me say for the past 7 months ni yenti omoka omodwa. Napkofo Andre was Andre Chia. That was Thursday. And on we a demonstration. I want crime. For the past 10 months, yenti omoka. A teacher for a banish bo. So we more a year cost of living allowance. Another donor friend cola. 15%. Cola no. Me which I say in yambai. But ne on say fu no o ma senya tum ne on say enoma bo aiding ne on say sisia no say kane no yemfa say bia ye share afena se no nanka wo de 1,000 Ghana cedis ana ekora wo ho ehwe wo ho etoton nyoman kakra for the month na bosome na sisia sa 1,000 Ghana na ensu biem. I was so the bay 200-300 Ghana become and sana so. It's also a dra way. Wo boss on tia one wakata on 2 mu. Na so enyoma kwana ekosoro. Ene ye bisa ban say. De na mo ye ama ye wan hanyan. E na no pay. Conversation ye di ano no. Yan koma ye di ni nyina ano no. Titru pa ne fapem pa. E ye Ghana cedi no. As I said, now one day no, a coffin. Brad Kwesi wa na me catch and say buy no. I say we dig Ghana for him, but also one tiasi. Say buy no dig Ghana for him, and the one train mammy, one penny mammy kasa. But what would say no pay? What should no me koswa? And as you were to say Ghana to saying. What would you was sitting more at the saying? Would say no pay? Eba na would uti church room. Eba na would jump. Eba na would call baby. Who fear? Was sitting more at the same. Maybe a phone line said the amount, but Mamindi one final comment a year Mr. Kwesi was said. Sisiano, hope no, then I'm we Amagana phone say there is still hope. And that's all when he say a paba because don't want a paba. Saban way dear, Debbie. Then I'm we I'm a side Gijana Ghana for Yamu in 2016 to about over almost 1 million votes. Emma on Mampani, Nana Danko Kufuado. Meet you.
Jamaicans may go back to one of comments. I mean, a champion kind of person. Back American was say, no, because excess of borrowing any adi. Yen you are doing say a quani a befaso, si can be above Bako Busian, if I swear there, if you suban. No, can be about 120 billion. And that is not 120 billion. That's around 72 billion. And I am about 2 years. 172 billion. And current debts, and so any fluctuation in 390 billion. What and no crowd 170 billion if we 390 billion or more. The MPP has well almost 200 billion or so. When it comes to project and infrastructure and policies, and near my idea to comparing it to NDC in Fiangoche, any MPP in Fiancia. Now, here and near my anybody complain say, young policies in your plans near my door so do chain, Sika na ye war, and Nuntina. Ama yesikani na atwa peno eno kura ka ho bi sana na people be suggest. But what is happening is we share your policy say de ba nyina a highly demanding a policy a jisika kase enya policy ya agudie wodi court dan ko a yesin within a short period mfiensie 127 court buildings e bi kura no a Ubeko your friend is saying be a rich crack constituency na ebisi ho.
Also agenda one no on for blog back country.
Whatever agenda one
compensation from farmer and landowners.
The also tells agenda one we see start be ansana a cheno second batch and third batch in na dey eba. minim batch a womu.
Okay.
What you say? But what is actually happening is say even a Bible now so about ambitiously or say me say district to be a one district one factory. Say me no ka say district will come to be 3 factories.
I see. Ebi wohin me who be.
Oba baby say asukwa hakra ya about 3 different or 4 different factories, even tailoring. What you say? A lot that is being it depends on resources what that particular constituency. It depends. And now we are not to China. Almighty free SHS Sika free and NDC a boss can be. I will musika 170 billion no more GN1. And can do something you could do cry. Well, the China. What are not to say? Petroleum crisis, a banking crisis. Banking sense somewhere about 2 years. Nobody is to bank. Now, you say a network article, you need to be Usika, saying the baby Yamawo, and the sign man. People were not in control in their own money. Near try say betting your school buildings. And this is why I know because almost see blocks.
Almost E blocks.
Yes, and almost see the door saying
there are evidence to show some see.
And yes, is there? And people see, and the door saying almost see. Yes, I'm talking to you. 344 school buildings across the country. 344. Your friend is saying, Patasia say, your friend is saying, KSTS. This is the first time the majority secondary school have finished pattern. Secondary school be our Ghana close to 6,000.
I see. Because almost the dormitories baby.
I tell you. Odia for one or child, ask him.
Yes, Odia for one or child.
What I say?
Okay, me I'm seeing a one or child.
Yes, me more fast. Me no more fast for school more. And go and see. Well, they mention a building says this is your call come to me just hey. Most of the schools who come say a day must see my no. I to a monka was says he can one minor bono 200 and something billion. Any kumasia kwanka kranka yetimi yensa so no. Wunam patasia bontin ha. Wouldn't your friends and Wagaja and Shiana quite bubu secretary. And net a swami quite guso. You takata crack, yeah. Mr. Tokro Bakwa me type power Santimemoa. Tokro Bakwa me type part a sepa Santimemoa. For almost 13 years, no be fan and Sankada, secondary school, Tokro ne denim home.
I see.
Why wouldn't your penny come here, Dinka? Is my mate in the course school. Bisa Kwame, there be no kasa obok tokro ba akopɛ there be no ka ho asɛm ɛnɛ MPP ɛnɛ gan people buying I ni tokro ne afix you fani mu wɔ ne hwɛ adeɛ wɔn de me kyerɛ sɛ mame ka sɛ wɔn na mfie nsia o ɛyɛ na Richard me nua Richard ɛyɛ na odi atoto mu mfie nwɔtwe no ho ɛyɛ me dɛ sɛ odi an yɛ mfie nsia no tutu mfie nwɔtwe no ɛyɛ upon all problems a yɛ namu na ban na yɛ na dwene sɛ you see nkete se kwan bia so ye be solve problem no eye ye ni brisem ye metra fi ano enkasa sa akwa eye ni brisem
mate
ye pese ye magana
phone lines no ma
we will do it
etiefo ne ahwefo na afi yo join the conversation quickly and pay na mame announce your WhatsApp line BM 0548 097714 0548 097714. It was a formiding at the Kwesi Parker Wilson. And some of the one I chegwa yane Tibani Kasaya and Sana. You read the issue of the Ghanaian city. Now who are they no? And a bit to me a bit to me $80 ne kakra. Na be say be nam ne de. Anoding pa. Na mamen ka say e kwan na free amokomo kwa anga junction about secretary no. Sa kwan no omo hwe no nyama na wonam so na di gugugugudo sa kwan ne de sa kwan ne de enye mo hwe na mo nyama yen itino mame kwa ma no so hello good morning your first and everything hello be pa cho your from me pack your first and everything
you're from Dr. Benya because I fish me.
Dr. Benya budget you on the pay.
Mejuso. The theatre for na. Yeah, me plan so me. You're from
hello?
Yeah, me What can so?
Me pasho Mofra Momo dia say mo dum mo volume no e dia mam why. Hello, good morning. Hello? I'm say line call. Ojaso. Hello? 0322494401 and 0322494771. My main kind of fear of the messages about. Okay, hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Me pacho, you're from a packer, you're from South Africa.
I'm a friend of Audi. I'm Catholic Massey.
Okay, it's your Audi.
I'm President Busha NBC. One of them said, dear son of Mubah, the aircon, the more Jimmy and the Jomo, I won't have more. They need to make me. But a question can be a catchy. Bano yin your more Jimmy Muhammad, they want to mobile with his argument about.
Mr. Medas, since the other Richard Champon, Choto man why? Obe answer question. Oh, Jimmy Afabwa or man Penina Abanon Kwaso. Hello, good morning. Hello. Mami hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning, sir.
Me pacho you from a packer, you from South Africa.
Very quiet, Kasasu quiet. Me who abanya omuso nyame. Na womu enso kontompo kasa sa MPP.
Oh, nyabuche. Yama ye kasa honti misrawa.
Womu nyame. Omuso nyame. Enyoma womu ye. Ani ya omu ye campaign ye. Ani nsamo am kan ye. Nene die ye hu womu. Sika omu seno ne besi na omu jima omu kasa wani se wan pato omu ye. Omu ye no progress. Obi ye na ina mo de kotu nse wani se wan pato. Na jasa mo na mo ye. Akro sika omu seno. Ani do omu ya ku do omu ti aso chen obi again. Ya kamo say nam de complaint. Ani mo nyana kan di that way. Ya kamo say di person. And I need to
I'm for the next call. Hello, good morning, sir. Hello. We Efri and the Mula or say hello, good morning, Mr. Parker. Writing from Achimako for Udia. I am disappointed in the NPP and their president, so they should stop telling us lies and fix the economy that they have destroyed. Okay. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, sir. What you for saying?
Pacho Premier Amachi Mikasafi Kaswa.
Me pacho Ethiopia Amachi.
Mpacho Mr. MPP ni na woti ho. Nta mo kan nyina no NCC so. We have read say dun so ya wo kan yesre no. So wo papa atoka ama e de si wo na papa no eni ho a. Wo se saye adwuma didi. Na saye adwuma didi a. Why wo tanu ni wo wan ento petrol mu ansa na wo de adwuma didi. Eto mapani Mahama ba ye wa ba bitini aye sa plant we mu nyina na se wo na moto fu petrol bu manam de gas kum se yemfa plant ya na se nyawo na odi wo na wo de we ni ba ya na enyo mu no omo so bu dum so
mate
etimane kana ho make kan sanse mu na wo kika no
me that's me call the next call no so hello, good morning. Hello. Okay, man, can we message you on WhatsApp or say good morning, Mr. Parker. The only problem I have with our party is the big slogans. Forgetting is both NPP and NDC suffering. We won't follow NPP slogans again, but we'll check my living conditions before voting in 2024. Yeah, boy. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Me pacha first and after things, sir.
Because we can Daniel, the don't have Premier Star. Mr. Magazine, Matia Johnson.
Yeah, Ethiopia.
Now, the Tiani said, MPC4. And near my NDC4, yeah. And my book almost 2 hours, will be MPC4 at the hour of one year. What better studio and I want the stress one for trade and one way. You can't even tell that trade, yeah. What a hospital, what I see the boot in that. Without that, anybody, you are within a foreign 20 years. My in faith, it's again on the foreign 20 billion. So I move try and try before I'm at the one, and I know move try and try near Muna. they say omu can try you na the Americans say mo bi an tra ba bi nka se bia me America ta me NDC ni ana me yan ni so ofan to kokobe ba pai the Americans say man see ni ba bia ni wa tabi e bia wo to na ba man NDC e no pre no pre every people pa no pre on kind of pre no nya do so on guy kan
Mate me da say mama fa the next call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, Mamin Kanwe, I say good morning, Mr. Parker. Akufo-Addo and Bawumia administration are super incompetent. Okay, Mate, one for the account. Why? We try around with the account at the mommy. Hello, good morning. Hello. 0322494401. Good morning, sir.
Hello, good morning.
What's your first and everything? Let
me about KSPS. The real school on the the last one German school, the foundation is an association on the mark, and I need to say, I make the plan. It's my phone and consolidated. Thank you.
Next call also. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Me pacho your family Paka. Your first and everything.
That's why I family Paka Yantachi because I feel old Tafu Zongo Kumasi.
Mr. Yantachi, you want to pay?
Me pacho NPP Nina or Tuan Nabatano. Harry.
Oh, me pacho tell me directly. Do with volume no on TV. Do not tell me directly. Why, Yanko?
Rajo, I NPP no Tuan or not many will become can use it to my channel. I come a part of my economy. I will
Martin, I say.
Hello.
Hello, good. Hello.
Hello, morning.
Yeah, me pacho your first and everything.
But you're telling Moses, me flips a crash, no man.
Okay, Moses, you want to pay?
Yes, sir. So, yeah, just yes, oh, man, and I say, and Kwesi, and the man, and people so many or man. And I would be sad to question this is here, say, Genesis or Moya fat, which about my $1 and you see the year about 3. One to me, my idea. It is a chest, and that's when you want. I say, Omo ye bibi. Yeah, Omo ye bibi. Omo ye bibi. Why? Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Papa.
Me pacha if me pack first and everything media.
What is about Copenio SK Ulas? Na mene hene.
SK what time?
Papa. Love no diamo go there.
Yeah, me do me hoya pa na so.
Let the vato boys in the one man and you. And you go papa. Na me ka onye se mi eke me ni na jo won tete get credit you chum you check in ma me tia me former DC onya for pa me atamwa bo ase dem go do to be ejuma wura be obi ame tia no na me come as papa ka asa ka me ka che NDC ni say tanka ewia so ye de ka ba bi fo na be ka say ewia so ye de ka me na ka me nyu mo chinye na mo ye de abana se mo sa 8 good years mo anya hwe mo be ko ka che say Mori Ghana, Amana Kadumbi, then every Aban other farmer, and a papa one, Uja, and the look at say, yeah, Abani con Enkoye, Papa, Yalia ye facey, and to call ye facey, and one more pencil, and I can start with facey, like a news of baby $1 a day, can come 1,000 pounds. And the answer about Papa Entino, or managing most women have them so, Mamu to Emu, Yomophone, and in India. The MPP are buying.
Mr. Medase, my favorite 2 calls back. Now you hello, good morning.
Morning,
me pacha first and everything.
The Anka was you do. I could special.
But you want to pay.
That said that for you know, I before. But never Achiwana said, who's the one Chiwana said, Pemuka. Now, said, what I was so Mamiada. That's a woman, would also Mamiada, a dream room, the other for the down, Mammy, obey, obey. Over, they were Ghana si bi wa di ama si mi kotoko kwa de me ton ka te pa me fa ka te wa si ko no so pa Ghana si bi a and also you can you can
Medasi, the point well made. Point well made. Thank you very much, my brother. Point well made. Hello, good morning. Hello. Oh, we fear human. So if I last call, no pay. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yes, I'm here for an everything.
But it's just Mohammed because it's also
Mr. Mohammed, but you're on pay. But you're on air, it's you.
But you, I'm so Nani, in the room, you motivate so much. And you know,
it's you know, now we pay practical solutions. You best solve my problem, Mama. Okay, Mate, Medasi. Last call. Hello, good morning. But the here, my time no, my time is almost up. I mean, kind of few messages here. I'll say from Nanajiman magazine, the NPP man is talking as if Asanteman is at Burkina Faso. Oh, after the show, Parker, go with him and see it for yourself. Even the road to Ashtown is blocked. They should give Asanteman a break. We see good day, boss. This is Sadiq from Iran. We all know that there are a lot of there've been a lot of setback these years, but the government has to defend how they've made the country, which is hurting us. At least admit that you messed up the country and solve the problem. Don't come insulting Ghanaians. 7 months no pay. Newly trained teachers. Ya bro. Sadiq, we are newly trained teacher. What's a 7 months? That's according to Sadiq. What's it? I'm not comfortable with some better now. You see, okay, say, you see, you're talking about 6 years in it. Now you go back and say, end this time. Then you are probably telling Ghanaians to say, they made a mistake by voting for you. That's what you're probably telling Ghanaians. Say, they made a mistake because
you are mixing the
NDC for Anyan a Sydney Fatano. And Tina Ghana for Kosala to Abanitia. And they expect to say, Obabayan. Then it's Obana, so, and it's for time. Then
he's making a comment, say, or say 7 months in Chianik. And American say, Obidi Uchemu.
Okay.
What you say, Obi mo when it so. What you say, Obi mo when it so. Me two way. So Obi de meka. Me ni obia ne meka. Ma bra bono. Ne se me ko ahoche me ni baby amedefa. But se me di obi ka. Ana Obi de meka. Ne me nim sasa asumesi de meka. Me when it so. Se bia bibi say betimi aidesi. Ya ba mfie nsia. Na si ya restore sa ne men nyina back. Nese BBS ahochira be nese we do kabo
Ghana fancy asema
enye se yenti asema enye conducive say yenti ase dabi but what is happening is enye obi apeno no but say abasa infiansia na ye do kabo so menso nese who complain all right so complain because why you deserve it but me man enye say dey ase dey
mo ye hwe
ye hwe ma wo
ma member Richard Champo so arabo yes, say NDC for no more solution. Ya mo fama ban no. Na nya dwuma na yina ya ho ntoi na munjai tweka na mo ye wo kire ho no.
Paka I'm say me no kasa no prefer some solutions. Me nem say me no wa fana dwena koso a. Na before say me call no so no.
All of your time this time today. Your time this am I
match up. Me say total debt but error 2016 no kasa 172 no. Me panic so 120 billion and 172 budget so let me go budget audited the report I'm go to 122 can for that some audited general and the say and 122 120 it's going to be a 70 billion now outside about the corner 120 billion It's a problem. I will be saying it. One this one for to answer about. Was at the pump factory. What the man say? About we buy it. Was it factory A or factory 2? About it factory B. Kasafa. A few years I'm woman. If you Kasafa, I am Manson. Not to go back. I'll go back for you know. Now the sample could under to one factory. No, just advice to factory.
Honorable. Where the factory me, Madam was Besia.
Solution is inflation is about 75% imported inflation.
Okay.
Imported inflation is about to my say. We are cutting some imports. Now you're boosting local production.
Mate, that's it.
Not $1 without limitation of Macam. I'm buying a so regulatory. So we have to move $1. The breed, pressure, MAC business. These are practical solutions.
Right. Mommy loan. It's that's Honorable to the champion, where you East member of Parliament for the NDC and a member of the Finance Committee. Mr. Kwesi, or not so 5 seconds. Any words to the listeners?
Jamaica match for Anya and say. Sabi ibubu nyangu ya asum say yenye bibia.
Okay.
Yenye NDC for. Ibubu nyangu ya kai say yenchi ubia. Ya prepare say bitie.
Yo.
Suggestion bia Ghana na bia ubia ka sopesi yemfanya adwuma ne be adwuma.
Matimedase.
And at the same time she says ye hwe mama yenkopem samre yenkopem November December no. Positive sign I say adwin say Boomai.
Honorable, Madam, it was for a hundred Jumadian Bessie production team, Nana 94, Henry Nana Darko, several room, no recall, Christian or Sly, Ben, Damina say, some with the bread. It's here in the Ghana to St. Jumadi, Bidi at the Kwesi Parker Wilson, it was for Macramina.
So magnificent. What's the one quack? Hey, bro, what's about electricals as some now? Okay, man, come on, Yamaho, say, dear, what's about electricals? Say, what person will be electrical shop now? Who's on? Probably who know, said the name, means so many misonymity. Sanity, contractors, I can see any get to a more young conformima. Any more person will be electrical shops. I can see any get to any, say your container and get to a money at Diana, you bet some money so come up. So, Sikatia, Sekasi, and I can drop. Ya budget near Bow, I'm waiting on us. There's some more for you. A bit more business, Namsu pa. Man, who do you man you? Be so. Can I be a more? Jawan can you who to win? It says Sandelia lighter, F. Na quality, the addition, the addition may get a hot wash. The editor, any more movement can you papa, the theatre garden, any more wash no swallow, Embra Bosheba electricals. After quality cables, I had your wiring, CCTV cameras, different types, and any cables, network digital video recorders, power supply, Emma cameras, Samsung, your hard disk, power source extension, USB, real extension 40 mm length, so one more socket ahodoɔ say a double single 1 gun 2 gun 3 gun 15 arms and cooker sockets na yɛwɔ 13 ni 15 arms plugs ahodoɔ Bosheba electricals ataya kɛseɛ no ɛwɔ Kumasi adum Bosheba plaza dan mu a baabi a Wesley Methodist asoda kɛseɛ no wa ɛne central prisons bɛn no wobɛtumi afrɛ 03220 30838 anaasɛ 0246 328547
Transfer the second street so our kids and teens dan mu one Republic Bank na hwɛ ni mu
ɛna baako nso wɔ antiattack for dan mu ɛwɔ Kumasi PZ wobɛtumi afrɛ hɔ nso 03220 28153 Bosheba Electricals, the dealer in quality electricals and home appliances.
Station for the whole nation. Oyiripa TV Efrinyame.
All the controversial issues, the hard questions, and some Koso Ghana. Share me on Ghana to say the best political show in the Garden City on Oyiripa 100.7 FM and the Oyiripa TV. Saturday bia 9:30 to 12 midday. Midday at the Kwesi Pakalose. Mibisao Ghana to say the best political show in the Garden City.
Thousands of people are winning huge cash prizes in the Tugu Misu Reloaded promo.
My friend remember St. George, Black Arrow, and then midnight Makashi, 5,000 Ghana cedis.
My winning 2,000 Ghana cedis.
Hello, my name is Lydia Pachuada. I've won 500 Ghana cedis.
Today, the Bachelors, my winning 200 cedis.
You heard right. Lots of cash prizes being won every week in the Tugu Misu Reloaded promo. You too can be a lucky winner of a grand prize of 125,000 Ghana cedis. Dial star 500 hash and meet your weekly target to stand a chance of winning big.
Airtel Tigo. Life is simple.
Baby, I agree. 100.7. Yes, yeah.
Yeframi obidishie aisi buama seduru me na dumienu bo se pa minti obibia eka odiyefo na asabre nko a ewo Oyiripa 100.7 so ewo kecheche cho
pene ya betna mo so sa e madwa metum nya cancer so miemia sa madwa metum no fu ye boa ye me de me ma me ne te so mu na me ho ato me e ho na me feelings me ma no kwan be bia na ode awura be bia me plan na so no ane de jo hwe ne bon
wa de be ne ye na me
o sa o mu ho no mo ne age ende so timi de ye bibia de pe bia se wa huni o ba de onu kunu be ye bibia ni fo no di kan so aha
bisa ona ni feelings ya
sana bi kan de
Metiase se mutunu na o me nti me ni pede nyina ye ne de na se de se wo hwe
e ba sa na obi
na mi nya hwe
Enokre. Konsa kono efe. E depend size abehwero. Size is really na so ye. Timi no mo ya adwen. No yes research me ne ya adwen. Wo hwa wo be nyina che.